Hey there, everyone. So this is a fun one, y'all. So I just found this little plaque here at Hobby Lobby. It was in their spring clearance section, and I gave the inside of it just a coat of probably 2 coats of white paint. And the first thing I'm going to do is use a stamp from Iron Orchid Designs, and it's called the Cracular stamp, and it comes in big 12 by 12-inch square sheets, but I just cut some pieces off of it just because it'd be easier to work with on a smaller surface like this. So I rolled out some just dark brown paint, and I'm just going to stamp it on the inside of this little frame. So the cracular stamp just gives an imprint to make it look like it's crackled, small crackles. And so and of course I could have cut off just a square little piece exactly that size, but I just didn't want to do that. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit and just keep going all the way around. And then here I'm just actually going to cut it again so I can do the little inside of the frame area. And it really doesn't matter because I'm going to put a transfer over this so the image doesn't have to be perfect. But I found out once I finish this, I'm going to put a sunflower transfer on there, and then I actually end up adding a little bee. And so this actually kind of looked like a little honeycomb print, which just was by accident, but I really ended up liking that. Now I'm going to just paint the frame. It's fine like it is, but I just kind of wanted to darken it up because my sunflower, I'm actually going to add some dark glass to the center of it. So this is called Dark and Decrepit, and it's by DIY. And I'm not showing it here, but I actually ended up putting 2 coats of that on, so you'll be able to see it at the end on the finished product. Now this is part of a transfer by Iron Orchid Designs, and it's called Painterly Florals, and it has just a bunch of sunflowers on it and roses. And it has the stems, and it has little buds, and it has just lots of leaves. But I just was using some of the pieces that I had left over from different projects. So I wanted to have like a little background for my actual flower. So that's why I'm laying this down. I didn't have a lot of leaves, but this was a little branch, and I wanted it kind of coming off out of the side of the frame. So I added it up there on the side like so, and then I'm gonna layer the sunflower on top of that. So you just peel the white backing off, and you just lay it down in the position that you want it. It's not too sticky, so you can, you do have options to pick it up. But once you kind of press down like I'm doing here, you kind of need to commit to that. And then the transfers come with a little rubbing stick, a little plastic stick, and you just do what I'm doing, just scrape it across the image, lifting it slowly to make sure it's, it has all transferred onto your piece. It's very easy. And so there you go. So I'm doing a happy dance with my frame. So here's the picture of the transfer sheet. That's all you get in this transfer. And so I carry these on my website at weatheredwings.com. If you're interested in ordering these, they have so much in there. You can do a lot of projects with that. So here I have some like brownish gold glass chips actually. This is like fire pit glass. And so I'm just putting it in the center of the sunflower where the sunflower was brown. And now I'm going to add resin. So this is a cup that I was using. I just marked off 2 ounces, I think. So resin comes in 2 parts. There's a part A and there's a part B. One's the resin, one's the hardener. And so you have to, they have to be equal parts. It's 1 to 1, equal parts. So I'm just filling up to the first line with part A, and then I'm going to fill up to the second line with part B. And this resin I'm using here is called Pro Marines resin. I ordered it from Amazon. And then you just stir it. And you stir it for 3 minutes. Now I'm not going to hold it here for 3 minutes. I'm going to speed it up, but you don't stir quickly. You scrape the sides like I'm doing. You scrape the bottom, and you do that for 3 minutes. Scraping the sides as you go, and you'll see it'll start turning clear in your cup. And next I'm just going to drizzle it on with the stick here, and I'm going to hit the glass pieces first. So you just drizzle it on. Now resin will self-level. You actually could have just, or I actually could have just poured it in there. And this was way too much resin, by the way, but Iron Orchid Designs also have molds. And so they're silicone molds. And so whenever I have resin left over from projects like this, I will just fill up those molds and so that I'll have them ready for my next project. And here I'm just using a rubber spatula and just kind of spreading it out a little bit. Make sure I'm covering it well. But again, it will self-level. And I'm just kind of rubbing the insides with my fingers actually, just to get it smooth. Now this is important too, to make sure it is level as it dries so your resin won't run to one side. And so all I'm doing is checking it and putting, it wasn't too far off, so I just put a few little wooden pieces under there. Now you use a heat gun or a little torch, and what this does is it just takes care of any of the bubbles in the resin, knocks those out. And then here it is up close. Looks like glass. I love resin. It's so shiny. And here's one of the molds I was talking about. I used it to make a bee, and then I painted him and glued him on, and then just added another coat of resin, and that was it. Thank you so much for watching, and you can check out my website for the IOD products.